this is Bill, who says, I'm very much enjoying the show, as always. The Welsh choirs you had on your show are so good. You cannot beat them, and singing some of my favourite songs too. Good to hear from you, Bill. Now, a quadruple amputee is preparing to make history by climbing Pen y Fan in the Beacons next week. Helen Dolphin lost both her arms and legs in the 90s when she contracted meningitis. Helen is from Disabled Motoring UK, a charity for drivers, passengers and blue badge holders. Hello, Helen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Right.
Good morning. Blimey.
I know. Everybody's doing that today. Everybody's doing that today. Never mind. Why is climbing Pen y Fan been this dream for you, Helen?
Well, when I was a child, I used to go up lots of mountains all the time, and I really loved that kind of mountain air, you know, the fresh air, being in the countryside. And one of the sort of sadnesses for me is the fact that I've not been able to do that. And my husband's a real keen mountain climber, and it's, you know, something we'd really love to do together. But until now, it's not something I've been able to do.
Now you have the right wheelchair too. You've got the specially designed wheelchair. Tell us about it.
Well, I was at a show for disabled people, which we as a charity obviously go to quite a lot. And I saw this chair, and it was climbing up stairs and really, really steep slopes. And I thought, that looks possible. And I just went up to them and I got chatting, and I said, well, could this wheelchair go off a mountain? And they were like, oh, yeah, it should be able to. And the next thing I knew, this trip was organised. So.
And the next thing you know, you're on live radio talking about it.
I know.
But here's the thing, Helen, have you checked it? Have you made sure it works on a mountain?
Well, I've had to go on some stairs, but I don't know about mountains.
And if you're successful, what do you think this will mean for other wheelchair-bound people? No doubt that many people will say you're an inspiration, and you know, I know you do a tremendous amount of work for Disabled Motoring UK, but hopefully there'll be many other people following. Well,
I just, you know, hope that others will think, you know, it gives us an opportunity to get out there and experience the great outdoors. And I'm sure other people like myself, it's something that you kind of miss. And you know, I'm really, really excited about it, and I think it'll be fantastic.
You're so amazing, Helen. You are so positive. I know we've had you on the show before as well. But what happened to you in the 90s?
Well, I caught something called meningococcal septicemia, which is a form of meningitis. And because of that, I lost my hands and legs. Unfortunately for myself, I was misdiagnosed a couple of times. So the first doctor that saw me thought that I had flu, and the second doctor thought it was food poisoning because it was so close to Christmas. So by the time I was actually admitted to hospital, like a whole 24 hours had passed, and you know, it's such a crucial window, and that's why my disabilities were so great. And at the time, I was one of the first to survive with such terrible injuries. I think I was given a 1% chance of survival. So to come out of it was, you know, great, but then you're left with the disabilities which you kind of have to cope with.
That's incredible. And what's it been like, effectively, having to rebuild your life again?
Well, the first few years were really, really tough, and, you know, looking back, I just sometimes think I don't actually know how I did it, and, you know, I had over 100 operations. I, you know, was in hospital for a very long time, but I was really lucky. I had a really great family and people around me to kind of, you know, make me see that there was kind of light at the end of the tunnel. And there was, and you know, I think life is something that I'm so glad I've got a chance to kind of continue with, and I think, you know, something like that really makes you evaluate your life. And you know, I'm really happy working for the charity and, you know, helping other disabled people to realise that, you know, they can drive, they can motor, they can, you know, achieve their aspirations and dreams.
And you are also a little bird told me, a British swimming record holder.
I have a couple of records to my name, yeah.
In which distance?
In 200 metres individual medley, which is all 4 strokes.
Okay.
So,
did you win for the Paralympic trials?
I was in the trials, and although I was the #1 in the UK at the time, I wasn't a medal contender. I think if I'd been in the Paralympics, I think I would have been 8th or 9th, and the way that we kind of choose people to swim in this country, you have to be a medal contender, so sadly I wasn't there.
Right. Are you going in the pool ahead of Rio?
I would say, I think I'm a little old for that now. I'm kind of saving my body for other things.
You're too busy climbing mountains?
Absolutely, yeah.
When are you doing this?
I'm on the 25th,
wow.
Next Friday. I did invite the lady at your radio that you're more than welcome to accompany me. And if anyone else wanted to come, then they're more than welcome to.
Okay, thank you so much for the invitation. I'll tell you what we will do, though, Helen. We will catch up with you, and you can tell us all about it and tell us how it went.
Oh, that'd be great. I look forward to it.
Lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much. I wish you the very best. Thank you. Helen Dolphin.
Bye-bye.